Okay, so today we're working on the 98 Cobra we got here. I was driving it home from work and it decided it didn't want to keep driving anymore. My diagnosis is the fuel pump, but first thing we got to do, this is the connector here running to the fuel pump from the body. We're going to get this unplugged. We got to check, we got 4 wires in here. This should have what looks like 2 powers and 2 grounds. One for the sending unit, one for the fuel pump. We're going to get this checked out, see if we have power here. If we have power here, then we know it's our fuel pump. If we have no power here, then we got to look at either the fuel pump driver module, or it could be a broken wire or a bad fuse somewhere. But the car's got the original fuel pump in it. Nothing's ever been touched. My guess is the fuel pump. Let's get it checked out. Alright, so we looked through everything. I can't find a test light to save my life. I know I have one at work, but it's Sunday. Work's closed. We're going to make a test light. Let's look for some scraps. Always have wire laying around. So we got a bunch of random wire here. Just looking through the toolbox. Everybody's always got stuff like this laying around. This is for a gauge set. And guess what it's got? Little lights. So all you need to do to make a test light, just need a positive and ground. Really, I could probably just take this under there and use this alone. Maybe we'll try that. But yeah, everybody, that's why you never throw this kind of stuff away. You'll always need these for a sensor or for something or for another gauge installation. You always want to keep this kind of junk. Toss it back in there. Alright, so now this is what we'll do. We'll just use this as is. We'll go down there. We'll check for power at the fuel pump. If we have power down there, then we know that it's got to be a bad fuel pump. It can't be anything else. If I have 12 volts down there, it's a fuel pump. And being the car's original, it's a 98, bet you it's the fuel pump. Yeah, so when I tell you to, just turn the key on. You might have to turn the key off. The key should be in it already. Alright guys, so here we are with our homemade test light. These are our power coming out from the trunk. We look here, we got 2 grounds because it's going to bring its own ground for the fuel pump and its own ground for the sending unit. So, and then we got 2 power wires, one small, one big. I'm going to go with the big one is for the fuel pump on the bottom. So, we'll have the wife cycle the key on. Hold on. Okay. Damn it. Oh, do it. Alright, we got power. Alright, yeah, we definitely have power down here going to the fuel pump, so means it's the fuel pump's bad. Alright, so now we're going to see if we can get any of these bolts to break loose. They've never been touched before, so hopefully they come loose and we don't create a nightmare here. Is this a miracle? Is this real life? We're just going to work it back and forth. Trust me, this is no off-camera trickery here. I've never touched these bolts before. Air would be nice, but the compressor, it's in the corner, but definitely not wired yet. I know, watching me take this bolt out, it's like watching paint dry. It's a lot of fun. This is only one of the three that have to come out. Let's get the fuel neck to come off.
Oh, she's getting tight. That's no good.
Wow, and that's another one, somehow, that is actually coming loose. And these things have never been touched before. I almost feel like this is some kind of camera trickery going on here. And work it back and forth just in case there's rust on there, which obviously there is. You don't want it to get hung up and break on you. That actually just happened. I gotta get that fuel neck and stuff loose now. The worst part is I don't have my tools here for the quick disconnects to get the fuel filter undone. So that'll be fun. Well, the hose clamps on this thing and the hose itself will not come off. So we're just gonna cut it off, make our life a little easier. We'll just replace it. It's old. You figured the hose is 20 years old. For the fuel filler return, replacing it will not be the end of the world. We'll just get some new line, put it on there. We're basically down to one bolt, and the gas tank should come out of the car if we're lucky. So I'm gonna go over to that side, loosen up one bolt up, and then try and drop the tank out on myself. Shouldn't have that much gas in it, but it's probably full with my luck. Alright, here goes the last bolt. Think it's gonna come loose? Oh my Jesus! Oh my Lanta! It's like it wants to be fixed. I have to come to this side so I can catch the tank when it decides it's gonna come down. I'll be looking at my crack. Alright, here comes the last bolt. Okay. Plastic cover out of our way. Whoop. It's coming out. Slow and steady. Alright. Okay, honey, can you, So, who says just because we're doing a fuel pump, we can't play at the beach? You want to build a little sandcastle? You just build a little one right here. A nice little sandcastle. So this is what happens a lot of times. You go to drop a tank out. This thing's been in there the duration of the life of the car. Obviously, the car went to a beach at some time because, you know, it's got nice little pieces of sand. So you're going to want to get all of this cleaned off before you get that fuel pump pulled out of there. If not, all this sand is going to end up in your tank, in your pump, in your lines, in your filter, and you're going to have all kinds of more problems. So we're going to get these two lines taken off. We're going to clean off all the sand, get the tank taken out from underneath the car so we can properly clean all this and inspect the tank and make sure we're still good and it's, you know, doesn't have any holes or anything like that. Like I said, the tank's the original to the car. As you can see, it's got some rust here and there. But if it's not leaking, we're not going to worry about it. We just got to get the car fixed. It's got to take emissions. Lovely Illinois here. So, yeah, we'll get back to you in a minute. Seems to actually be a fuel pump under there. Imagine that. What do you guys think about my nail polish? You think it looks good, or should I not do my nails? I don't know. I prefer it on the weekends. Everybody's different. Wait a second, that's not even my hand. Okay, I don't do my nails. I'm lying. Alright guys, now we got the fuel tank out and sitting on the bench. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can't get these old bolts out. As you can see, they are mighty crusty on the beach tank, I think is what we'll call it. Never knew a COBRA could be a beach comber. I know it's probably pretty loud, but like I said, you want to get as much of this crap off of here as you can. You don't want any of this falling into the tank if you don't have to.
Every single one of these is coming out and coming loose. This is ridiculous. I mean, good. This never happens. Especially something that looked like it was at the beach. Guess this is what you get for something that was a 98 and it was a daily driver. It's not going to be perfect under there. Ooh, we thought we broke it. No, we're good. Let's see. Will it focus? Oh, it's so nice. Oh, so nice. So nice. You guys like my singing, don't you? I got you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Do, 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 do. They all came out.
Here's another thing to keep an eye out for if you're doing a fuel pump on a Mustang. This guy here, see how it's ripped? This is the grommet that goes in the Molotov cocktail. Wait, that's not a Molotov cocktail, that's just a rag in the neck. This goes inside here, the fuel neck goes through that hole there. So if you have any gas smells or anything, that's probably your culprit. Looked online, they're about 10 bucks. Looks like CJ Pony Parts has them, a couple other places. So we're gonna order one of them up, order up a new fuel pump. Everything came apart, there's no holes in the gas tank. It's not the prettiest, but it'll work. Is that a dog? That's the professor's clone. You'll see the professor soon. Alright, so now we're back to pulling the pump out again. So we finally got the new parts. Get my hands all manhandled in here and some gas. Woohoo! flinging it everywhere. Here we have our brand new part. I know you can't see it. First part we've got is our new grommet. Gonna need that. Then we want with the complete pump assembly. So I want to match them up real good, make sure we have the same exact parts. It's nothing I love more than doing a job 3 or 4 times because you got the wrong shit. Alright. So it already comes with everything. It's got the little sock on it. Comes with all the harness. Comes with all the parts we need. Comes with a new sending unit and float. So we're going to want to install the new float. Float looks a little different, but I don't think it'll be the end of the world. Still goes all the way up, all the way down. It's just a little different design than Ford had here. Want to look. Here's what Ford had going on. Here's the new one. It's obviously not a OEM pump, but other than that, I mean, looks identical. It's got the clips on the sides in the right spots. Alright, let's get it in.
Sure it's put down and in there all the way.
Sure, if you can reach your fingers in there, make sure you have full range of motion on the float. Well, I guess an Allen key will work. Turn. Now we gotta shove all these hoses back in this hole. This looks like a lot of fun. Most of the time it would be easier just to put a new pump only, but my plan is to upgrade the pump on this eventually, and to do that you need to modify the basket and everything that it mounts in, so I figured it'd be easier just to buy a complete pump assembly to put in it, and then I can in the future modify the pump assembly that I had that I know fits in the car, and then this will make the car run again. That's really the most important thing. You don't want a car just sitting around like everything else I own. After this, you just gotta get all these bolts tightened down. You always want to kind of go crisscross on stuff like this. You don't want to just run one home. We got some new hoses to replace the hose that we cut when we removed the tank. So it's just old and dry rotted out anyways. A lot of times you're better off. The stuff was about $2.50 a foot at my local Napa, and I think it's only about 10 inches that we end up needing. So as soon as we're done tightening this up, we'll jump over to that. See if we can't get this hose off. Alright. See if we can get the socket on here first. Oh, look at that. It's like magic. Hopefully not. I got access. The one under the car will come off the same way. Wow, a little bit crusty, but yeah. So now, here's my options. I've got, this is a 5/8 fuel evaporator hose. This is 3/4 inch heater hose. It will work. It's not the best. I have a feeling that this is closer to the 5/8 side, but I grabbed both when I was at the parts store. Like I said, they were about $2.50 a foot, so I figured, you know, parts store I go to is about 25 miles away from my house. Rather get both and have what I need than not have it. Oh yeah, that'll be a 5/8 for sure. So the other thing we need to do, clean some of the gunk off around here. Like I said, we've got this new gasket. This old one is pretty destroyed. If you need one, this car is a 98 Cobra. I guess these have kind of a weird gas tank situation on them. This is a Dorman part 577501. All my research says, if you read reviews, it says this part should not fit this car. But the one they tell you fits this car is about 3 inches around and not going to fit in that hole. So this is the one that we need for this application. We're going to need some oil to put around there to make it slide on. Let's see what we got over here. Got all kinds of oil. That random gun oil, I don't even know why. I don't even own a gun. But hey, oil's oil when you're trying to do something like this, right? As long as it'll make it slippy and get in the hole. Get it all nice and lubed up. Got this little notch on it. The old one doesn't. So I'm going to put the notch towards the top. See what happens. Oh, this is going to be fun. Talk about a tight fit.
Somewhere.
Hey, let's say we're in. So the way these work, like a normal Chevy, you've got a hose that connects your filler neck to the gas tank. On Fords, got this nifty little useless double gasket here. But the hose is so big, when it slides in, it creates a pretty good seal around that. So same thing, I'm going to put some more oil around here. And then when I get down there and ready to slide it in, I'll put some more oil around the filler neck itself. I think we got some thicker stuff here maybe. Well, that's like goo. Put that all around there. Put a little around here too, just so it don't feel left out. Always lube everything up. Lube it up. Anti-seize. So that way if you ever have to do this job again, you're not fighting yourself and cussing and swearing and going, man, only if I would have put some lube on there. You know, spitting on it, that don't really work as well. Alright, so essentially we are done with the tank. We're going to go back underneath the car, see if we can't get that hose off that was fighting us the other day. Alright, so that's the hose I'm fighting right there. The nut absolutely will not spin on the worm drive there. So what we're doing is we're just breaking it. Just got to get in there with the screwdriver up underneath the worm drive and just get it to give up. Eventually it will. Oh, see, now it wants to spin, but day late and dollar short, huh, buddy? I'm guessing that even if it does spin, it's too rusted to really matter. Yeah. So, aha. Now that's all out. Now, we should be able to get this whole thing to come off. Because now it's nice and loose. Ta-da! And it's off. So now once we get the tank back in here, all we got to do is slide our new hose up there, slide it on the tank, cut it to size. We're good to go. So we're just about ready to install the tank back in this bad girl. Got to make sure you get all the oil nice and rubbed on this here. You got to always want to lube up the pole. You know, you have to get this to slip through this rubber here. Just got to make sure you do it. This probably isn't the best oil to use, but it's metal seeking. Alright, now you gotta hook up with your fuel lines. See if these will reach with the way you get this tank laying. Harbor Freight always comes in, you know, we're using their power washer box here to hold the gas tank. Oh, so nice. Alright, I guess the moment we've all been waiting for. I want to turn the key on before I get too far, make sure there's no leaks. Might not be enough gas in it to start, but if at least we turn the pump on, we know we got that working. We'll see if it'll start real quick. If it does, we'll button up the fuel neck, put the new vapor hose on. Might be able to go test drive this thing here in a little bit. I'd say the repair is a success, so now button the rest of the hoses up, tighten the tank up, get it back on the ground. It's time to go do some burnouts. Alright, so So now we're gonna weasel ourselves up in here. We're gonna get this hose cut to size.
Looks like you gotta cut 2.5, 3 inches off of it. Actually, about a finger. There are handy cutters in here.
Give us about a finger's length. Alright, we'll slide one hose clamp up. We might as well tighten it up.
Guess we can use these.
I know, it's not high horsepower. It's a convertible, but it's a COBRA. That's how you spell fun. If it wasn't a convertible, or if it wasn't a COBRA, I don't think it'd be allowed at my house. It'd be so nice to just fire it back up and take it for a cruise. It's been sitting since fall, basically end of summer, beginning of fall. That's where it decided to not run anymore. I was almost home. At least we made it almost home. You know what that means? Alright guys, let's fire it up. So there it is, the real COBRA. It's not like the rest of you kids, you just put the badge on it and call it a day. Yeah, it's a convertible, but still a COBRA. Alright guys, ready to go for the first ride in the COBRA in, well, months since it decided to not drive. Here we go. This is COBRA weather, right? Snow. Warm up a little bit. best day to be out driving this car, but it's been sitting for way too long and we needed to get it back on the road. Like I said before, we got to take emissions with it. Beautiful Illinois. A car like this, why would you ever want to take emissions? It's just not even fun. It's so fun to drive. All the sounds it makes, it's nothing like it. I know I promised burnouts, but the wife would probably get mad, and it's not really burnout weather. I mean, it's always burnout weather, but we don't want to have the police pulling us over. Plates are technically invalid because they're expired. So a bunch of tickets I don't want right now. I've already got one hung up on the fridge. Reminds me I gotta get all my pennies to go and pay them. That was fucking weird. I don't know what that was. Alright, so that was the first ride in the Cobra for the year. Let me know what you guys think about it. We could do a bunch more videos on this car. Still a lot to do on it. Yeah, I know. It's looks clean, but it's an original 98. It's got like 140 something thousand on it. It's never going to be a race car or anything like that, but we want to make it nice. So we will continue to work on it. We'll have some content. If you guys really like that car, like, comment, subscribe. I know that was kind of a boring video of just me doing a fuel pump on it, but that kind of stuff has to get done. Obviously, the car wasn't running. Summertime's coming up. Me and my wife are both fair-skinned. We don't ever put the top down, but it's still a Cobra. It's still a convertible. We want the car for the summertime. It's nice to just cruise it. I drive it to work more often than not. I just love driving the car. There's nothing like rowing gears. It's really fun, especially that thing gets real tail happy first and second. You know, you seen in the video there. Did a few little pulls in it, nothing crazy. The roads are really, really bad today. A lot of salt and snow and ice and just garbage out there. It's a success.